There's a real effort going out.
The 10-point plan discussed on Friday covers import trade remedies, rollout of the government's infrastructure program, pricing versus import price parity, release of the government's beneficiation strategy, the banning of scrap metal exports, and a delay of the implementation of carbon taxes. The problem, though, is the short term. The sector employs some 190,000 people directly and accounts for another 100,000 jobs through suppliers. There are also the core employers in 4 cities and 2 districts nationally, and it appears that job losses are a fait accompli.
In my view, actually, the solutions that are currently on the table will most probably address the long-term survival of the industry, but not necessarily the short-term.
It's extremely dire by the fact that every single major company has started a Section 189 process, and by the end of this month we will conclude on Vereniging whether we need to do the same.
While that meeting has happened, there are other business meetings happening at the same time.
Most companies have breached their covenants with their financial institutions, and they're actually at the mercy of the bankers, to extend the credit facilities or to call the facilities.
Where we are now, we need to make a plan right now. And it's going to be difficult for business to attract additional funds from either the shareholders or funders if there's no security for the industry going forward. So that's important, 2 phases, to try and rescue the current, but very important to make sure that there's an industry for tomorrow.
It's probably going to take an adjustment, a drastic adjustment. I mean, these companies are saying they can't service their debt. That means there's a snowball coming from behind. And if you can't sell fast enough, you can't service the debt. There's just one way. So that needs to be rectified in the short term.
There's also another issue, something that one trade union has been calling for: nationalisation of strategic resources, because it appears government isn't implementing its own procurement policies.
We can't be beating about the bush. We have signed with government, procurement accord, localization. We've done everything in the past, but we continue to see government SOEs not taking measures to procure locally. They continue to import products that could be manufactured here.
This is an industry in crisis, and it's a microcosm of what's happening in the country. The problem with this industry is that it feeds into at least 3 or 4 other industries, and if there are closures, it's going to affect the whole country and its GDP. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in downtown Johannesburg.